Hello. Good afternoon. And thank you for joining the Just the Nuts version of the Winter Meetings live stream. Yeah, playback's getting shut down. It sucks, dude. I'm pissed. I love playback. I don't know what we're gonna do. What are we gonna do when we don't have playback? I don't know. I don't know. Google Meets? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'm not overly concerned about um where we're gonna hang with the fellas and talk ball. But yeah, it does suck. It does suck that playback's out. My eyes look really glassy. Am I high? I didn't do anything. Kyle Teal, yeah. Are the streets talking? Not really. No, not really. Which is disappointing. I wish the streets were talking a little bit more. I said on I said on BID this morning that there's a little bit of chatter. There was a little bit of chatter in the scoop shop, but it was kind of just, I don't know. It was conflicting reports. Nothing to get too excited about. The real ones remember the old Twitch streams from Jerry's Fenway apartment. Those are good times. Yeah, those were good times. I think Loomer did one of those. Maz did one of those. I don't know where we're gonna stream once playback's done. We're gonna figure it out. I know people are dying for the news. I know. Pete Alonso meeting, yeah, that's tomorrow. Dallas Braden.
Hey, yeah, this fucking headphones. Once again, I'm getting dominated like Jayhay did here.
I don't think Backpacks did one of those. I can't recall.
I'll be able to hear you shortly.
Where was my Fenway apartment? It was right across from the Target on Boylston Street. If you walk out of the Target and walked right across the street, you'd walk into the lobby of the apartment. It was sick. I miss it very much. See, I don't like to say, like, you know, who would you give up for Marte? I don't want to say, because then if no trade happens, then those players will be like, so you wanted to trade me? It's like, it's a no-win. I can really only just wait to see if a trade happens and then react to what I think about it. But to do it preemptively is really just shooting myself in the foot.
Sometimes it's okay to just get mad and throw shit. Can't do that right now.
Dallas first, the headphones, tail as old as time.
Oh, hey, there it's not.
Nope. I thought he even juked me. I thought for sure we were going to get to hear you loud and clear. This didn't happen. Do I think Marte to the Sox is a legit thing? I mean, yeah. I mean, if you get to the point where you're talking names, yeah, that's not just picking up the phone being like, we like the player. That's nice. Talk to you later. If you start talking names, it's still like very early on in the process. I mean, the reports were that nothing was close or anything like that. But I mean, traditionally, if you get to a point where you're exchanging names, then yeah, you're pretty serious about it. Do I think they're talking names? Yeah, I do.
Who are you talking about?
Marte. So sometimes, I mean, Dallas can probably speak to this better than I can, but sometimes in a trade like that, you've got a guy who's under contract. I think he's going into year 2 of like $100 and something million on the very low ends, like $105 million contract, whatever it is. Sometimes the team that's lobbying for that player, they'll give you pools. They'll say, here's a pool of players here. You can have one of these guys. Here's a pool of players here. You can have 2 of these 5. and then this pool here, you can have whatever. Like that's kind of how they do it sometimes, just to speed up the process. They'll put their organization into tiers and then say, Roman Anthony, he's off the table. Garrett Crochet is off the table. But from this pool, we're willing to part with one. And then they kind of give them like a buffet of players to put something together. But I'm not saying that that's what's happening with Marte, but that is kind of how it's done in other deals similar to something like this.
Yeah, a group of players that are available, a group of players that they're willing to entertain.
Yeah.
And then there's guys that are just hands off. And
sure. But if it's if you want one of these guys, then the rest of these guys are hands off.
Sure. That and per our conversation earlier today on the podcast that I'm sure all of you guys have already downloaded and listened to, it's about whether or not you can open the door as far as the conversation is concerned. Can we start the conversation? Because if we can, and I can start to say some things that get you interested, well, now we might be able to, blur that line between what you're telling me is definitively off limits and what might intrigue you. And I think a lot of that has to do with where you're at in terms of the process in kind of bolstering or restructuring your roster. And I think that's a big part of why I feel like you got to answer the phone, like we were talking about earlier. It's because you just never know, man. You just never know in the moment. I mean, how many times have we heard stories about deals getting done at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning in the hotel room because it was just right time, right place, right conversation, and those kind of things, they can't happen without asking.
Just tweeting at the stream live from not at the winter meetings. Yeah, it's a very fun process. It's nice to know that not everyone does it the same way. I find that stuff fascinating, the process and all that. The Mets are interested in Kyle Schwarber. We got that report today. I think it's interesting that the Mets are willing to spend on I don't want to say middle-aged, a mid-30s slugger. And that's obviously going to be a 4 to 5 year deal, but they're not willing to spend long-term on a starting pitcher when that rotation is very suspect. Seems odd.
Well, it's maybe they're more comfortable trying to outscore their opponent than they are prevent the opponent from scoring. And is that kind of, realistically, how much work is there to be done in terms of run prevention as opposed to run production? Like if you had to bank on the Mets winning a ball game, how's it going to happen? Is it going to be, and I understand what I'm about to say, is it going to be them more than likely outscoring their opponent? Well, Dallas, that's the only way they can win ball games is they have to outscore their opponent. Yeah, no shit. But what's more likely? Them like bludgeoning their opponent or them preventing their opponent from scoring? And I think structurally how they're set up right now is, well, they're more than likely probably going to outscore you as opposed to keep you off the board. And it just feels like there's a lot of work to be done in terms of run prevention. That's not to say that they can't do it, not to say that it can't be achieved, but I think it's pretty clear where they need help.
Yeah. I love that the chat's just locked in on what happens to Justin Nuts now with the playback announcement. We'll figure it out. We're not just going to be like, oh, well, streams are over. No, we'll figure it out. That's a very big piece of what we got going on for 2026. So no, I will not be going quietly into the night. Pete Alonso showing up at the winter meetings tomorrow on what's today? Monday? Yeah, Tuesday. Showing up on Tuesday. And I don't know. I think interestingly enough, when we did have the conversation today on BID about, all right, it's between the Red Sox and the Mets, but if there was a third team, then who would it be? And we landed on the Orioles. Right after we finished the podcast, there was some report that like the Orioles were in the mix. So Yeah, I'm interested to see, what reports we get once there's boots on the ground for Alonso, like who's he meeting with, and I mean, he is a Boris client, so I can almost guarantee you there will be a mystery team. John Heyman will be tweeting about a fourth mystery team. They may or may not ever exist, but a mystery team is an infamous Scott Boras move. So it's going to be the Red Sox, the Mets, the Orioles, and a mystery team that's just laying in the weeds.
I feel like you'd be able to get away with just dropping mystery team. Like we could report.
Yeah.
I've heard that there's a mystery team involved
in
the pursuit of, and what are you going to,
Honestly, in 2020, after the lockout, so like 2028, when we get the BID merch store up, I want to put out a mystery team t-shirt. Yeah. I want a mystery team t-shirt. That would go crazy.
That would
be yeah. 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 We would sell dozens. What else the chat got going on? The Padres are keeping Mason Miller. Oh, we asked you about that. They're keeping him in the bullpen. Yeah. Jayhay, do you have
no, Jayhay is 0-2 today on the mic. Jayhay has just pure domination. See how I figured out the headphone? No problem. Didn't need help. Jayhay just getting his face sat on right now by the microphone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out, Luke.
There's I mean, this is, and I hate even entertaining this and having this conversation like this, but if everybody that was telling me, no, I can't hear you yet. If everybody was telling me that it's just a matter of time before Mason blows, it's just a matter of time. Like, first of all, stop that. I don't want to hear that. Secondly, if you truly believe that, do you think putting him in the starting rotation and demanding that much more of him on his workday do you think that's a way to prevent it? Do you think having him in the bullpen where, after X amount of bullets fired, he's going to get a day off here, a day off there, you can plan for days off, a couple good runs from the starting rotation, and the combination of an offensive outburst could buy him a day off where he otherwise might not get one? I mean, isn't that also a way that you can keep him healthy? But I just think he is just entirely too important when it comes to being able to account for back into the ball game outs to try to utilize him. I mean, because if this is a guy that you have no problem going out and getting 6 outs with, then why try to extend that when what are you going to give him 15 to 17 outs on any given day in his 5 days, right? 5 innings, 5 2/3. So it's not like dudes are just getting let out of the gate to run for 24 outs every time they're out. I like him in the bullpen, man. I think it's been a proven and established role for him. Like, you don't want to see that dude down by 2. You don't. And Morejon, like, those two dudes are just, come on. Like I said, you can, it's a 21 out ball game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I liked the Padres a lot in the postseason. Just didn't work out. Just did not work out. I was very heavy on the Padres because that bullpen. Did I see Suarez is getting some interest? Is this in here? Yeah, Blue Jays are known to be looking for bullpen upgrades. Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet reports a free agent Robert Suarez is the guy they have shown some interest in. Though Nicholson-Smith suggests the interest may be preliminary. Suarez has also been connected to the Mets and Dodgers this offseason. Yeah, I mean, where it makes the most sense for a Robert Suarez? I mean, I think the Blue Jays are a great fit given, their closer situation. Can't hear you, Jayhay. It's the mic is crinkling.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of these streams is Jay just getting boxed out by the microphone. This is fabulous. You can't draw it up any better.
It's tough.
What'd you ask, Jared? Sorry.
The best fit for Robert Suarez.
Like in terms of being on the move?
Yeah.
Like, why not keep him where he's at?
Free agent.
They're broke, dude. They're not spending money. They're not spending that money. They're not.
No, he said Robert Suarez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jay said free agent.
He is.
Am I confusing Robert and Ranger right now?
Yes, dude. Well, they're both free agents.
They're both free agents.
What are you talking? You're fucking confusing me right now.
Well,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Now we got you.
Yeah.
So fucking annoyed. What? Yeah, Robert and Ranger are both free agents. That's part of like my lack of enthusiasm about the whole Mason Miller Padres bullpen thing. Is it has nothing to do with Mason Miller. It has everything to do with the fact that when you're looking at what they were last year versus what they're going to be in 26,
yeah,
he's like a backfill. He's like replacing Robert Suarez in a way from what you got for the first part of the season. Now we'd all rather have Mason Miller, but like, I don't know. Like Robert Suarez is a free agent. He's going to get paid by somebody else. Answer your question. I think he fits fucking everywhere. He's a really good reliever, right? Like everybody needs that guy.
Yeah. I would hope that the Jays would be a major player, though, given how their season ended.
I mean, if the Blue Jays continue to bolster, I mean, as the Blue Jays continue to try to solidify the arms aspect of what they do, does that just continue to keep them out of or move them further away from retaining Bo? Do you feel that way?
No, not because of a reliever. Like if it was Edwin Diaz, then maybe. Like if you're going to spend $100 million on Edwin Diaz, then I'd be like, all right, I don't know if they're about to drop close to 200 on Bo after that, but I think you can entertain a Robert Suarez, Bo Bichette expense and not get too crazy with it.
I also think there are ways for them to spend $200 million that make their team better than just spending it on Bo Bichette. Now, I don't think that means that they shouldn't bring him back or that Bo Bichette isn't good, but I do think there are pathways where the Jays can construct their team in a way that's maybe even more fearsome for opponents than just allotting it all to Bo Bichette.
Mm. Well, how would you do it? Give me an example.
I mean, so specifically, I mean, I think the way that they've done it so far, there's signs that maybe they feel similar, like with Ponce and, if you're allotting some to a Suarez type. Yeah.
Cody Ponce on BID on Thursday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Natural transition right there. If you're going to allot some to a reliever like Suarez, if we're playing out the hypothetical of this conversation, I think I don't think abandoning the offense is necessarily wise. I'm not advocating that because I do think like the one part of the Blue Jays that I don't feel like anybody's talked about yet that I think is a huge question for them entering, not huge, but an interesting question for them is like, what are the chances that you're getting anything like the production you got in 25 from George Springer in 2026? And like, what can you count on there? And how are you kind of compensating if he takes a step backward or regresses in any sort of way? I don't know. Just kind of a interesting thing. I mean, he was so fucking good. He was their best player. He was literally their best player.
Could you say that a Santander showing up can help alleviate that a little?
That would be part of it. Yes.
That's what I think that's where I think your mindset has to be if you're the Blue Jays front office is what we didn't get from Santander. We can almost bank on getting more than that this year. And if him being that much better than he was and Springer taking a step back allows us to kind of meet in the middle and still get somewhat of even level of production from those two, then, I think you'll take that because I don't know that you can bank on Springer repeating what he did last year in his age. What's he going to be?
35.
35. You sure? 35, 36? He's 35?
30 fucking 5 he'll be.
I don't know
next
about
year. Jayhay, check that.
He is currently 36 years of age. He'll be in his
36.
He'll be in his age 36 season next
Yeah,
year.
you just mail the apology. It's cool. You don't have to do
You
that.
know what? You know what, Dallas?
Yep.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Maybe I was thinking that he sucked in his age 34 season.
He did.
Yeah. That's the lie that I'm going with. I knew it was something 34.
So I can expect that George Springer jersey, what, by spring, you think? Or
I'm not getting you a jersey.
Even the one you owe me?
No, I'll get you the one that I owe you, but I'm not getting you. You're not bullying me into a second one.
Okay.
Yeah, that won't be happening.
Shut up.
Although
Jay.
I am kind of due for a jersey bet. I would like to make a jersey bet before the new year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I got one more in me for 2025. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to talk about that. I mean, you feel pretty good. What do you feel better about? You feel better about Brady Bomb salsa landing there? You feel you coming on back? You feel better about the polar bear?
Honestly, Dallas, you know what? Hawkeye in the chat, dude, Jared still owes him. Dear Lord, I've owed him for like 2 months. He owed me for fucking 18 months. He's waited 2 months for his jersey.
I waited to be able to give it to you in person, right? Isn't that what
September,
I waited for?
October, November. Yeah. So we're at like 2.5 months that I've owed Dallas. And he owed me a jersey for, I believe it was 14 months is the correct time. 14 months. So he can fucking wait. I don't owe you a Roman Anthony jersey. I don't know anybody in the chat a jersey. But I need to think of a jersey bet before New Year's Eve is the goal.
Well, you come
and
up
that's
with
not
that.
even to say that I want to have it with you, Dallas.
That's
What if I want to have it with Jayhay? He's easy to beat too.
Wow.
I just pitied him, and I made a snack bet instead of a jersey bet. But that Jason Dominguez bet was like
that was a bad
taking
one.
candy from a baby.
That was a bad one. Literally.
Yeah, it's easy.
Jay and I were kicking this around a little bit while Jared was mopping up dog poop and dog vomit. CJ Abrams.
Yeah, what about him?
Well, we were discussing, and based on what you're getting from the player at age 22, and he is 22, Jared, unless you.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No, I corrected you on this earlier too. He's 24.
I was going to say, yeah, he's been in the league since he was 18.
He's 25.
Yeah.
He debuted at 14 years old.
Yeah.
So,
He's been in the league too long to be.
I don't know if
22.
you know this, but he's 17. He's 17 now.
But the last 3 years have like remarkably just been like plug and play in terms of the type of production you're going to get on base, the power, everything. Are we okay with the Nationals moving on from that at that point? And what does that mean? Because Jayhay and I were discussing, and Jay, what'd you say? You were like, what does that leave them? That leaves them James Wood and what?
Yeah, I mean,
Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, who is as of yet pretty much completely unproven at the MLB level. A very important piece for them. But like my larger point, I guess, which was a tangent on Dallas's, was just that they hit a home run with the Juan Soto trade, the transaction itself, in terms of identifying who they should get and from whom and all that. And despite executing that trade perfectly, they are probably going to move at least two of them in Gore and Abrams. And really, if you're moving those guys, we're really just ticking the clock down, it would seem, to, unless you're going to get James Wood under contract on a long-term extension, which would be awesome, then you're just ticking the clock down to trading James Wood, because this team's going to suck ass for the next X number of years. And he's just, your best move is going to be to trade him for people that could be good when you're good, and et cetera, et cetera. So like, you're going to have nothing to show. I mean, you're going to have something to show for it because the trade tree will trickle down. I don't know. Like, it's just, that they did so well on that and are so fucking bad. And at no point during that window have they ever been anywhere near competitive.
Knocking on the door. Yeah.
Like not even close,
No.
despite nailing that deal. They've done nothing else good, and they have no infrastructure to support. Like James Wood is not Paul Skenes on any level,
No.
but the idea that if he were to become a superstar, they have no current infrastructure to even pretend to be competitive, right? On a real level. Like if he was to take the leap, they'd be like in the same boat where it's like, this is awesome. We're still going to be bad.
So I'm thinking out loud here. Of those guys, the CJ Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, James Wood, is James Wood, like if you were going to pay one guy to stay and then trade the other guys for chips, is James Wood not the guy that you would pay?
Oh, 100%.
I think he's the guy that I would pay.
Okay, so two-part question. This question for you, Dallas, based off that. Do you believe, James Wood, crazy power, like had like a big year this year, but like obviously like had points of like regression and it was peaks and valleys with him this year. Do you believe that because it's the Nats organization that there is an organization out there that if they were to acquire James Wood, that they could untap? Like clearly we saw great potential this year, but like there's an organization out there that could unlock something in him to make him the next tier or go 2 tiers above where he is right now.
Yes, I believe that. I
do too.
And that's not to say that, and that becomes
like Marlins Yelly compared to Brewers Yelly in 18 and 19. Like that's what I see James Wood if he were to go somewhere else.
And that becomes a tricky question, because what you're asking is if the individuals in-house on the staff of Team X have the ability to unlock that potential, right? And make it just that much more consistent. Because I'm glad you brought up the Athletics. I watch firsthand the hitting coach for the A's unlock that kind of potential in guys. And I say that because he's not the outside source. He's not the quote unquote hired guru.
He doesn't know his name.
What?
Who's the hitting coach?
Darren Bush.
Okay. Just asking because you grazed right past it. I'm just, I thought there's a decent chance that like you see him every day.
His name's Buddy.
Yeah, it's like you get to that point where like there's people that you see all the time and it's like it's too awkward to ask you what your name is because we say hi to each other all the time. So I was like, there's a decent chance. What's up, brother? How's it going, brother? Another day swinging it, kid. Yep. There's just a chance.
He was our hitting coach when I was in A-ball. So I'm very familiar with Darren Bush. But the point that I'm making here is I was honestly waiting for some smart ass comment from one of you fucks. But I've watched him unlock guys before, and he is in-house. He's not the hired guru outside. And that was my point, is those guys exist in the building in multiple organizations. And that's not to say that he couldn't find somebody and develop a relationship with somebody outside of his potential landing spot and unlock himself. But yes, to answer the question, I think that there is without a doubt an opportunity to take him to the next level and to take, we're talking about increasing bat to ball skill because of what the power shows you. That's obviously like, I want him hitting the ball more because of how hard he can hit the ball, how far the ball goes when he hits it. I want that guy just touching the baseball more.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I won't belabor it, but whoever brought up Yelich, I think is interesting too, because there is like a batted ball thing going on with James Wood too, where, you'd love to see a guy with his power be pulling the ball in the air way more often than he does. Like he had one of the 20 or so lowest rates for pulled air rate in baseball last year among qualified batters, which is just not appropriate for the type of hitter that he is and the way that he can get into the baseball. So I'm not saying he needs to leave the Nats to do it. I don't know enough about who's on their staff, but the idea that he has something to be unlocked there there's definitely something there.
I agree. I agree with my take.
You nailed it, man.
Yeah, I agree with that take that I had earlier. But yeah, the main part of the discussion was about CJ Abrams. It's an interesting piece. I think he's another guy that, like, maybe not the best example, but like if he got onto a team, there's no one to like rein him in and be like, yo, dude, like you could be a special player in this league if you just locked in and did X, Y, and Z and watch how like I go about my business. I don't know why the first name that came to mind was Manny Machado. Like I don't. They probably do have a relationship if he came from there. But yeah, I like the player a lot. I think he could be, I don't want to say a star, but I do think he's much better than I think what his stock is currently.
Well,
but I think unless like with James Wood, I think it's like if he goes to an organization that they have like the coaching to unlock something. I think with CJ Abrams, it's more like if he, another name, I don't know why this just popped into my head. If you could trade him to like the 2011, 2010 Texas Rangers and he had an Adrian Beltre and Michael Young to like rein him in and be like, you know, we're two dudes that are, something like that situation. I don't know where that situation exists where he could fit in.
Well, here's the problem, Jared, is the game has gotten rid of guys like that. And
the Michael Youngs or the CJ Abrams?
Michael Youngs. And when I say Michael Youngs, I don't mean like they're not getting rid of Adrian Beltres. They're not getting rid of Michael Youngs or Ian Kinslers. They're getting rid of the elder aged those individuals, the veterans that can just be in his BP group, the veterans that he can go out and get early work with. The game has filtered and continues to make a conscious effort to filter those guys out. So that's why it's important to find yourself individuals that you can latch onto, because I feel the same reason that you asked that question. There he is.
The McMahon talking deals. All he heard was deals and he couldn't have got on faster.
I wanted to make sure, because you guys did a show yesterday without me, because it's a Baseball is Dead stream.
Yeah.
But it was way too on the level. I want to make sure there's no chance for any credentials for any of you ever again.
This is more of a nuts stream than it is a BID stream.
Very nuts-ish for sure. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I bang this dude.
Yeah, this is the nuts. There's one that you missed, Coley, actually.
Oh, wow.
I've blown this guy's horn since he showed up. Easily the one I want back. Easily. Easily the one I need back. Yeah. I wish Ace would have pissed all over your soundboard.
Yeah, he just like it just fell out of his head and he was trying to collect it and it just kept going. That was too bad.
Yeah, but I think the reason that you asked the James Wood question is the same reason that you even think about the CJ Abrams situation in that same light. Like, is there a situation where this dude can be unlocked?
Yeah. Well, I do believe that that's the case. What else do we have? Oh, the Red Sox were told the Twins to fuck off on Joe Ryan. I honestly, I respect that move. Like, if they're just going to be like a little dick tease, then they can beat it. I'm over it. I love Joe Ryan, would love to have him on the team. This is not a Joe Ryan thing. It's just like, I was so turned off after how the Twins behaved at the trade deadline, and just like how lopsided the reporting was, where it was just the Red Sox were like, yeah, like we thought we were in the red zone of completing a trade, and the Twins were like, I don't even know who Craig Breslow is. What are you talking about? Like, we never even discussed anything. It was just very, very odd to me, their behavior in the aftermath of that, knowing what the Red Sox side was. Like, that was, I don't know. So the fact that the Red Sox, put it this way, they had a disappointing trade deadline because I think they were so locked in on Joe Ryan thinking that they were going to get something done, and then they got nothing done besides fucking Dustin May, who sucks. I'm glad that they are not taking the bait this winter and saying, All right. If you're not gonna play ball, then we're gonna fucking look at other options, and we're not gonna be wasting our time on a Joe Ryan trade when that's clearly not what you're interested in talking about. Type shit.
Do you think it's possible that they could get back together at some point? Spurned lovers.
Yeah, they can't quit each other, I don't think.
I mean, they're going to watch Christian Campbell go off in winter ball and be like, hey, add him, a couple other guys, we might be able to talk. How do you feel about that?
Nowhere, sadly.
Coley has a Bryce Eldridge take. What is it?
I haven't spoken about Bryce. Is that the buddy for the Giants that we didn't trade for?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Probably should have traded for him. That's my take.
Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I did have that take earlier, for being honest.
It's a good take. It's a good take.
Let's see. This is breaking news. Can you order the pizza, please?
Did you tweet that out or did you text that?
I had to text that. Train's in North Carolina, so I'm stuck with her daughter. Not stuck with. She's great.
Wow. Wow.
But I need. I'm basically in a position where I have too much responsibility.
Man. What if she's watching this? She's like, yeah, no, sure, I'm on that pizza. She is going to, oh God. Yeah. She's going
Jesus Christ.
I've never been fully responsible for another human being before, but this has been an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, you have delegated responsibility to a juvenile to make sure that you get to eat dinner tonight.
I mean, we did decide on pizza.
Wow. Shocker.
So she's been gone for 3 days. Night 1 was Taco Bell, night 2 was McDonald's. This is night 3. We're going pizza.
Oh, nice. Healthy.
God. What a travesty.
I mean, I can't cook.
No, we know.
Yeah, we talked that out earlier.
Yeah, we talked that out earlier. Yeah, I can't cook.
I think it's good we bailed on that. I think the chances were decent. You burned down your house.
Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with that responsibility.
Can't blame that on the neighbors.
She almost burned down. Yeah. She almost burned down the house the other day. She like hung a big ass wreath on the front door, and then she had these extension cords that clearly are not for outside use. Like, these are the ones where it was like you can plug 2 plugs into them, and only one was plugged in. So like the second plug was open to the world, and then it started raining. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure these are not for outside use. It's like, no, I've used them on my house before. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to like risk having, a live socket out in the rain. Well, it just feels to me like it's not like a good idea.
You can't boil water, but your knowledge extends to knowing whether or not there are outdoor or indoor extension cords and how they're applied.
They're my extension cords that I bought for the indoor wreaths last year. Like, these are not outdoor extension cords. I'm telling you right now. So I saved the house from burning to the ground. You're welcome.
I don't know if I can trust you. What are our thoughts on Austin Hayes and Mike Yastrzemski being potentially shopped around, and the Royals having interest there?
Buddy, I want to hear your thoughts.
They want outfielders. They want to get rid of outfielders?
Wait, what?
They want to get rid of Mike Yastrzemski, but they want outfielders?
No, they want both those guys.
No, they're interested in those guys.
The Royals have Mike Yastrzemski.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Good to know. I didn't fucking know.
Now I know.
Yeah, now we know. We didn't have that information before. Now we have it. All right.
We
Those
are
feel like
on-
very Royals level signings.
Hashtag never stop learning. That's right.
you and LeVar Burton. The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was really good for them.
She just said, "Gasp! How?" I said, "Can you order the pizza, please?" She said, "Gasp! How?" This is what I'm dealing with. Like this new generation, they don't talk on the phone. They don't know how to use the phone.
You don't even need to do that. I'm sure the pizza place has an app or like an online ordering thing.
Maybe I don't know.
Certainly on the table.
Maybe
I'm sure you can order online, but like how easy is it to just call the place and be like,
well, it's very easy.
Very easy. Hey, can I have a cheese pizza, please? Do you want me to do it right now? I don't know if like legally can we do that?
Mm,
You just have to tell them.
yeah. And then you don't know what they're going to do to the pizza once they know. It's like,
Yeah.
If the conversation runs off the rails,
make sure you share the card info.
Milliken's got Dash Pass.
I don't know what Dash Pass is.
The DoorDash.
That's like a whole different league.
Yeah, we're not no free ads, but
anyways, yeah, Austin Hayes and Mike Yastrzemski. I'm glad that Mikey made an impression on those folks in Kansas City. That's nice to hear. For someone that spent 800, 700 something games in the minors, got his big break with the Giants, and then to move to another organization and only have half a season, make that kind of an impact. That's good.
I mean, it was better in Kansas City than it was in San Francisco last year. I don't think there's much of a debate there. But yeah, I mean, that's really, it's not a big needle mover per se, right? It's just
wow.
No, it's not. But like, I'm not going to pretend like I have a lot of interest in this, but I will say that the Royals offense and their outfield specifically was so bad last year, and I'm not even sure you can say that it projects to be much better this season. Like by most metrics, it was the worst or the second worst offense or outfield in baseball last year. It was the only outfield that rated below replacement level by Fangraphs in all 30 teams. And unless you're building in a step forward for Caglione, which is fine, but like it needs to happen. I don't know why you would think that this outfield is going to be better than the one from last year. So like Austin Hayes, Mike Yastrzemski, what Mike Yastrzemski gave them down the stretch is a lot better than what they were getting from basically anybody in the outfield last year.
And adding Austin Hayes to that, like looking at their lineup to immediately be able to plug in an Austin Hayes and a Mike Yastrzemski makes them better than as they sit right now.
For sure. You got to start somewhere. And we know what their budget is, and we know,
But that's where so we know what their budget is, and we have an idea of what they're willing to spend. This is also a team who is shopping Cole Reagans, right?
Apparently so. Yep.
If these were the conversations my team was having, I wouldn't watch the sport.
Like, am I going to sign Austin Hayes or Mike Yastrzemski? And yeah, it's tough. That's tough. It's certainly, Coley, it's a big part of why I became a fan of all 30 teams.
Sure, I can see that.
Because this is the tier of shopping that, these
not
guys,
even.
they might even be above what Cleveland's going to get at this offseason.
I honestly, I don't know about you, Jayhay. I have not seen the Guardians link to anybody.
Yeah. Dude, it's December 8th. Give me
not a trade. Coley.
I want to ask Jayhay because he is the closest ties to the Guardians of anyone I know. And we may have even touched on this during the postseason at some point. With all these Ketel Marte rumors swirling, I can't help but think of the better version of Ketel Marte that plays for your Cleveland Guardians. Is there any world where they would trade Jose Ramirez?
I think there's a world where they would trade him. I just don't have a lot of interest in it happening. You can't sell.
Understood.
Yeah, I'm not going to be sold on we'll trade Jose Ramirez and the team will be better down the line and like the AL Central stinks, so we can do it retooling quickly. And like, that's all probably true in a lot of ways, but like it has devolved to the point where Jose Ramirez is like the driving force behind why I tune into a Guardians game on any given night during the 162
for
like,
anybody.
Yeah. And like their rotation isn't even like the star-studded affair that it was, during the World Series era and stuff like that, where you could tune in and be like, well, I'm going to see a guy who's going to compete for the Cy Young tonight too. There's obviously good pitchers in there, but yeah, I would understand intellectually why they would do that or why they would want to, but he's attached to Cleveland in a way that Ketel Marte just can never be to Arizona.
Sure.
And I would personally rather, there's more value to me in riding out Jose Ramirez's career until there's no point in trading him and have him be a lifelong Cleveland player than there is in extracting the remaining trade value out of him and trying to be a better team that way down the line. Because I don't think they're ever going to invest in any meaningful way. So, and I want to like you can't keep not being attached to players for decades after decades, right? And not have it impact. And it has impacted, but I just like it. Well, I would like it to stop.
How old is he, Jayhay? 30?
Yeah, 36? I mean he's Jose. No.
He's like 33.
Yeah,
he's been 33 for the last 4 years.
All right, he's 30. He's 33, age 33.
My point stands.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it just feels like the Guardians are a team that other teams would look at and go, we can offer you maybe like a couple guys outside of our top 25. And if you're willing to take them, cool. If not, we will let you keep your guy. You have your guy, no problem. But it just feels like the Guardians are never, other teams do not feel like that's a piece that gets moved ever. And it feels like the Guardians are more than content with doing what you're talking about and writing that out for whatever he might bring to the table in terms of, bringing fans to the ballpark, any sort of revenue he might generate for them.
I mean, he's going to get a statue. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to get a statue. He's going to get his jersey retired there. And I do think like Coley asking about him as a tangent or a tie into Ketel Marte is interesting because I think Cleveland can play this in a way where if they're having the conversation of like, this is a pathway we can take. This is something we're maybe going to entertain this offseason. They can look at whatever Ketel Marte gets traded for and say, okay, well, this is the template and then some, right? Because that whatever the gap is, like I think Ketel has a 1-year age advantage on Joe Ram, but it's just he may have been the player that Joe Ram has been over the last 2 seasons, but he doesn't have quite the track record. He's not the same player. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. It's not you could take the Ketel Marte situation and say we're going to ask for whatever it is, 25% more on top of that, 33% more on top of that, and if somebody meets it, great, and if not, then you move on, I guess. But I would say that I still don't want it to happen. But Ketel Marte is such a direct comparable to Joe Ram in a lot of ways that it does make for kind of an interesting hypothetical.
That's why I've been thinking about it, and it's what you had said too with Cleveland's pitching staff not being what it has been. That's what made me think like maybe there is an opportunity to pry him out of there. And as a fan, of course, I wouldn't want that to happen to any fan. As a fan of a different team, I'm more interested.
Well, and this is all tied together though too, like the Skubal thing with the Tigers, the General Royals approach, the Twins' decision to not trade Joe Ryan and Byron Buxton and those guys. Like a huge part of that is that they're in the AL Central and that you can compete for a division title in basically any year with just a competent level roster and some bounces, right? Entering next year, the only team that is categorically not going to win the division is the White Sox still, right? Like even the come on. They might not finish last. That's certainly in the cards, but yeah.
Progress.
You're out of the basement and you're in the dance,
Sure. They can be in the dance. They can play.
Sure.
But anyway, I don't want it to happen, but I guess we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any rumor that has surprised you? Any of you? Is there anything where you're just like, I didn't see that coming. Didn't see that being a thing.
Not really. Not up to this point. Yeah. I just don't think there's been enough. I think the more interesting conversations have been ones that have been centered around Tarek Skubal. And we talked about it earlier, and ones that inevitably, because I mean, we haven't done it per se, but how the conversation goes from a Skubal to a Skenes and just the impact of those kinds of guys. And if you are competitive, because it's tough if you're a fan of the Tigers to watch how the season unfolded for them, how things finished up. Sure, you back your way into the postseason, but then, I mean, you fall short, right? You fall flat. Well, how close are you to being more competitive than you were last year, knowing that you are down to your final 162 potentially with this beast of a human being, and knowing that should be able to fetch you things that can help you be better. And then you point your arrow to Paul Skenes and you have that same conversation. But those are natural conversations to have. Those, there's no big rumors swirling about where those guys could go. There hasn't been like a team that has started to separate itself in terms of showing interest in either one of these guys to a major extent to where there's multiple reports surrounding it. So I think it's weird to think that those guys and their presence could, are these guys that you wait for and you hold off on making any other moves to try to make yourself a viable candidate for them?
Trade wise, yeah, but not free agent wise. I've been on the record, like, I don't want the Red Sox to do anything that can potentially take them out of a Paul Skenes trade. Like, I'm not moving big pieces, knowing that could come really whenever Pittsburgh says go.
So then is could the winter meetings outside of a Schwarber, outside of a Bichette, outside of a Suarez, could the winter meetings, I don't know, hit a stall because of what we're talking about right now, Coley? Like, hey, we want to make sure that we're in a position to have these conversations. And right now are the first few days with everybody in the building spent knocking on the door of those two clubs and going, all right, hey, what do you think? Like, what are you really after? And what is your position on this? Are you willing to entertain these conversations, or are you at a point where you know that people are going to ask about it and you're really just kind of interested in seeing how many folks are interested in that? Like, at what point do we graduate from knowing that teams are interested and want to have an idea of what you're willing to do to now actually, sitting down and doing the homework on what sort of package you would be willing to take?
I mean, I think the Skubal one's more interesting just because I think the Pirates would have to fold the franchise if they traded Skenes with, what does he have, 4 years left?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. That's not serious behavior. I understand if they're not going to sign him to whatever he's going to end up getting. Trading him now is insane behavior. Skubal, we've kind of seen before, and very recently, when Corbin Burns, who admittedly not as good as Skubal's been the last 2 years, but fucking pretty close, and he got traded for nothing. Is that fair? Is it fair to say nothing? Joey Ortiz and DL Hall, that's pretty nothing-ish for the player of Corbin Burns' stature. Like, that's where, if I'm the Tigers, I would rather trade him at the deadline when teams are more desperate than trade him in the offseason for a DL Hall, Joey Ortiz package. Apologies if those fellas are in the chat.
They might be.
Well, see, that's where I start to wonder, okay, because I'm with you, Coley, and I've always felt that way too, is we are going to get the buyer at the deadline because we're going to get the team who feels, or we hope we're going to get the team who feels like, look, we're right here. It's a matter of buying now. we feel like this gets us over the hump. Why would we not make this move right now? We know if we can line up every 5 days with a Skubal or a Skenes type, why would we not do it right now? Like think about it this way. Let's say Tarik Skubal is on a different team. Are the Tigers, if they have the prospects to do so, are they a team that's in pursuit of a Tarik Skubal at the deadline because they know they're right there? I mean, they were in a pretty good spot at the time, right?
They did it with Price.
So
Or
are they willing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they willing to go that route? Would they be willing to go that route? And in yesteryear, maybe so. But in a year where, or in a day and age now where mediocre teams are still very much competitive and still feel like they're very much a part of the postseason picture, would they, or are they as willing to have those conversations now where years past, you might have been more prone to be that team that says, all right, I don't want to say short of panic mode going, we got to make a move. We got to do something. Here's what's available. Like, this is our window. When we add this guy, our window is right now. We got to make the move. It just doesn't feel like, I don't know.
If I felt that way, I would be just paying money to free agents. You know what I mean? It's just the easiest path. Not that there's anyone that's Skubal available, obviously, but if I could go get me a Michael King and another one of these big pitchers just for money, yeah, that would be me going like all in for right now.
Well, it's not always just for money. I mean, if you're giving up a second and fifth rounder, then teams are looking.
That's us because we were over the CBT. That's not every team.
No, it's not every team, but it's not also just us either.
But Dallas is talking about like those middle of the pack desperate teams. Those aren't over the CBT teams.
No. I did want to ask about Ranger Suarez being linked to the Orioles, because when Dylan Cease signed what he signed for, we had the conversation about, well, if Cease is worth that, then Ranger Suarez could, in theory, command something in the same neighborhood. So if the Orioles are the team that's linked to Ranger Suarez, they're not going to pony up 180 to whatever. They're not in that area, are they?
I don't think he is
I
either.
don't think they are.
I mean, I said that too. I was like, I don't think he's getting Cease money, but he's going to be what? Like, what are the projection? What did MLB trade rumors have him at? 150?
Suarez?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that high.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
God bless you.
Bless you.
He's never qualified for an ERA title, right? Is that the stat with him?
Suarez?
Yeah, because he doesn't pitch enough innings.
They said MLB's trade rumor said 5 years, 115 million.
Yeah, 15. Okay, that makes more sense.
But that projection was before the Cease contract.
Correct.
What did they have Cease at?
That's a good question. They had Cease at 7 years, 189. They actually weren't that far off.
But still undershot him.
Yep.
That's his present day money, though, right? Everything else is deferred.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they nailed it basically in that sense. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Obviously good pitcher, but that's not the kind of guy who cashes out. That's Cease with the strikeout numbers
Mm-hmm.
and the velo. Guy's got no velo with strikeout numbers, so that's
Bit of a hurdle.
yeah. I don't think people buy him as even a 2. I think they view him probably as like a 2.5.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I saw someone in the chat asked, does he go back to Philly? Like, that's that rotation is spearheaded by Christopher Sanchez. You got El Problema, Jesus Luzardo behind him.
Is Wheeler dead? Did he die?
We don't know what
I know we don't know, but
yeah.
And they got Painter coming, so they don't even necessarily feels like he. What? Oh yeah, you hate him. It feels like he's been a prospect longer than Jose Ramirez has been 33.
Yeah, and that's a question. Like, how long? What do we? I mean, do we know if Wheeler's going to be ready?
No.
He may never play again. That's the sad truth of it.
How old is Painter? 36?
Painter? No. What are you
He's going on 37. This was age 36 season.
Every time I look, he gets younger. I think he's still 21 somehow.
He's 22.
Okay. We got him. Jerry, you asked before what's been the strangest rumor that we've seen.
Mhm.
I don't know if that strangest is the word, but the funniest thing I've seen, and obviously, as you know me, a thought that's now consumed me. When I saw the Dodgers were poking their head up as a Jarren Duran landing spot,
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable.
it made me super comfortable if they really want to talk, Jared, if they really want to right some wrongs.
Mhm.
I have the perfect trade.
Duran for Mookie Betts.
Well, tell me why the Dodgers wouldn't do that?
Wait, what?
Why would the Dodgers say no to that?
Because Mookie Betts is really good.
They don't want to make it a little bit of money off the books? Not even a
No.
little. So that they go sign somebody or do something else more horrifying?
I don't think
The
they
guy that
care
was
that
hurt
much.
this year?
I think Mookie would be furious.
Maybe. Certainly maybe.
Mookie would come back here furious.
Mookie
I
would
would
retire. He
Yeah.
would retire.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. That's that win-win in my eyes.
If I was Mookie, I would retire. Like, hold
Trade
on.
Jarren Duran so that Mookie can retire as a Red Sox. That's
Yeah.
All in.
No.
Yeah, I
shit.
take my chips, Jayhay. I put them right in the middle of the table. I say all in.
It's the
Well,
right
and
thing
look-
to do.
And Jared Duran doesn't have to go anywhere, Coley. Kevin Kiermaier is going to come to camp at JetBlue. He's going to get Duran right. He's going to be fine.
He doesn't need to get
Whatever
right.
they want to
He's
do
good.
is not my business. So they can do whatever they want. But
I,
we have a
don't know,
whole
I was
second base,
more in
Jared.
line with the, you can trade for Tatis if you take on Xander's contract, like
Jared?
80% of it.
Jared, why not both?
Just get Tatis, Mookie, and Xander.
You're not watching that team?
I'm watching that team.
That team rules.
Yeah, I'm getting all 81 home games. I think.
I think you got to call the Giants after that.
Trying to get Raffy back.
It's like, listen, this wasn't the plan, but look what we're at. Look where we're
Yeah.
at now. We got
Yeah,
Kyle Harrison.
our hands are tied. We have to get him back.
We've got one Kyle Harrison ready to go.
You know him, you love him.
Yeah. We'll keep Hicks. I think they would do that. I think they would trade us Devers for Harrison if we kept Hicks.
Yeah, and then they can have what else can they have in this deal?
That's Sandoval. They love a Sandoval.
They do love a Sandoval, yeah.
They love a P Sandoval.
Yeah, they can have Sandoval.
Oh, Lays is talking. Yeah, get the Braves on the horn, dude.
Sandoval's going to be back, right? He'll be cranking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I fixed the team.
Yeah, I would do that deal.
Bang.
Duran and Connor Wong for Mookie.
Like, hey, you guys remember Verdugo, right? Kind of the same.
Yeah. Jordan Hicks for the Law Dog. I like it. He throws 105, Dallas. You need to replace Mason Miller in that Ace bullpen.
No,
We got a guy.
No.
He throws fucking smoke.
He does. Handsome devil, too.
Oh, the ladies love him. He throws 105. Give us the Law Dog, and we'll call it a day.
No, we
With
got
movement.
a few guys down there blowing chundos. I'm
What's one more?
All right.
You know?
out.
Yeah,
All right.
we can know. We have too many of those.
Yeah. He throws gas, fuzzballs.
No. Give you an Elvis Alvarado.
Yeah, just take them, dude. You've experienced so much. It's been a long time since '89. How about you just take Jordan Hicks and consider it like a peace treaty?
Dude, that's really cool of you.
Yeah. Thank you. Von Grissom for Chris Sale. That's a good deal.
Tough scene.
Yeah, I like that deal.
I think the Dodgers don't immediately say no to that. I don't know that they do it, but they don't. They would think about it. They would have a meeting after the phone call.
Yeah, it'd probably be the meeting would be like, I think Craig Breslow has a substance abuse problem.
And he may. He traded Chris Sale for Von Grissom. Did you not hear that part?
Yeah.
They want an outfielder so bad. I don't want any Dodgers prospects is my thing. Their prospects go elsewhere and immediately
PU
out loud.
Mm-hmm.
How about a fucking transaction for tomorrow night's recap stream?
Oh, that'd be great.
How about this winter meetings fucking get something done? These lazy assholes.
Did you guys already have travel plans in place before not getting credentials? We didn't book the hotel, but we had our team like getting us rooms. And I also, as I said on the podcast today, didn't go to Pat Light's wedding because I was planning on being at the winter meetings. Not that I love weddings, but I would have loved to have been at Pat Light's wedding because he's a fucking multi-billionaire. I'm sure that was like the fanciest wedding of all time.
I heard he was considering calling off the wedding because
he did. To be there. Yeah. His now wife vetoed the motion, but Pat Light did try to shut it down. Yeah, you want to talk about guys that throw 100 that aren't very good
and available.
Yeah. Yeah. Bezos was officiating it. Yeah.
When T put out the tweet earlier to Jayhay's point, when he put out the tweet earlier that Pete Alonso was like about to maybe drive to the winner. What are you talking about, Pete Alonso? Well, how are you not there like greeting people at the door? You were free agent last year, no calls. Like get your ass.
Well, that's because Coley, he set the standard. He said, I'm starting the winter meetings. Here's what I can do for you. Here's what I'm willing to offer you, New York Mets. This is only for you.
Dumb.
Very
part of the deal. That's what he read before he did that. That's a crazy, crazy way to negotiate.
I'm waiting for that rush, that breaking tweet from Passan. I mean, it's not that he's a good reporter. He's a loyal servant. John Heyman, he's also very capable of dropping a Pete Alonso breaking tweet. He probably will. Like Heyman's going to have Alonso. Take it to the bank.
That sounds right. Although it might be me. I don't know. I've got the most scoops so far this offseason.
That's true. I did see that. Yeah, you should reach out to that dude and be like, hey, next time do it in the DM so I can look like I have like a real source.
I mean, he changed his entire account.
He did?
Yeah. The heat got turned up on whoever that was. That was an unbelievable series of events. I went to verify that. I went to Pittsburgh to verify that trade, and they wouldn't.
Geographically?
No, via telephone. But I had my sources work their sources, and they didn't deny it, but they didn't give me the go-ahead to like fully announce it. Very annoying.
They said, how the fuck do you know that?
Pretty much. They're like, what? They're like, where did you hear that?
I used to do that to Heim. I would, if I heard something, I would just be like, oh, so traded for so-and-so, huh? Like, wouldn't put it out there, wouldn't like tweet it, but I'd text them and fuck with them. Be like, oh, so you like so-and-so?
So I could never get a deal done. You were fucking with them.
Yeah. JD to LA, huh? That's a tough fit. All right, fine. I'm not doing it. That's why the Red Sox didn't get under the luxury tax in 2022.
Who do we think is going to be who's the first off the board?
Schwarber. I think Schwarber to the Phillies probably happens within the next 48 hours.
Oh, I think Alonso gets announced tomorrow.
No.
I think that's why he went there.
They're bullying him.
Who's they?
I think the Red Sox and the Mets, they're just going to continue to be like, all right, between you and me, let's not go over 2.
Oh, that's not.
Like
going
he's
over.
not. He's not going to get. I mean, that report the other day about like, oh, he's like 4 is asking a lot.
Oh, 2 years. I thought you were saying
Yes.
200.
No,
Okay.
2
All right.
years.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we see Alonso get announced during the winter meetings. And if I'm wrong, your money back.
Big of
Every penny that you've paid for this stream, right back in your pocket. If I'm wrong.
Did Diaz just sign with the Mets?
No.
Okay. I saw multiple people say it. That's why.
I don't have that.
Jared doesn't have that. Aroldis, what?
Yeah, Great Britain. His mom, I think. His mom is something.
Queen Elizabeth was Queen
Yeah.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Sure, man.
Yeah. His mom.
His mom.
Heard of England.
And we'll see tomorrow.
Heard of it.
So yeah, see, someone in the chat, I was gonna say, isn't his mom Jamaican? I think that's what it is, but I thought I was getting Aroldis Chapman's mom confused with Biggie Small's mom, who I believe is also Jamaican.
There's multiple Jamaican women. It's possible. North of 1.
I think
My friend's mom is Jamaican too. Shout out Ethel Seal.
Let's get some fact checking going on.
No.
I think Valletta Wallace is Jamaican, and so might be Mrs. Chapman.
She was born in Trelawney Parish, Jamaica.
Wow.
Who was Valletta?
Yeah. Yep.
What about Mrs. Chapman?
Oh,
Gotta be.
Aroldis Chapman mom.
Also, like,
Oh wait, I don't know. I don't want to Google that. Wasn't he like playing with her? Yeah.
What happened?
He was like playing with
Her boobies.
her titties.
Knockers.
Yeah.
that's just Jamaican moms, you know?
Yeah. It's just
What?
yeah, if you're not familiar. Mm.
Oh my god. Oh.
That's, I don't know if that count. Like, hey, we own this island for a long period of time, so you can come play for. I don't know if that counts.
No, that counts. That counts. It sounds like it counts.
Chapman's paternal grandparents had emigrated from Jamaica to Cuba.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay,
All right, yeah. So I was right.
so nothing to do with England.
Yeah, but Jamaican me crazy. You know.
Okay. All right. Was that their pitch to him? Is that what they said?
Jamaican me crazy, you know.
Yeah. He's like, it's a good point.
And they're like, all right, yeah, strap up, dude.
It's a good game plan. All right.
Who's managing the British? They shouldn't be allowed to play baseball.
I think it's Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
We've lost.
Elton John at third.
Robert Plant behind the dish. Yeah, Ringo. Ringo's the first base coach. They never let him do shit.
He would have been. No, that's a bad joke.
Better show her straight.
Drumming away.
Yeah, like perfect Astros bench coach. That was the bad joke. Due to the banging.
Yeah, I get it.
That's crazy.
My pizza's here, so I'm good if you guys are. I think we said 15 to 20 minutes. We did an hour and 15, so
Sounds about us.
The one you made the 13-year-old order? Cool.
yeah. Well, she learned today. She learned today how to use this.
One of you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone had a learning experience in this house. It wasn't me.
Jared's off to go deal with that chick living in his house. Oh my god.
There are 55 pizzas downstairs.
I would, oh god, I would absolutely fucking crush you if I was her and I knew that this was how you're talking about me on your stream right now.
Well, I think she appreciates it.
Sounds like she doesn't know how to use electronics, so she'll never hear about this stream.
Yeah, she'll never know. Yeah, she'll never know. Unless she hears it through the wall, she'll never know.
Next week's we got a rewatch this week. It is the last rewatch
Ever.
on
For
playback anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we playback RIP. We'll figure something else out. But yeah, we'll do another stream like this tomorrow night. Yeah. Excited for it. Any final thoughts, fellas?
No, enjoy your pie.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm so excited Mookie's coming home.
Yeah. And Xander.
What a day.
All right.